Minute of inspiration, we're talking about courage. What a beautiful word, but if you examine carefully, courage really has no meaning in the absence of fear, does it? I mean, would the word courage have any relevance if there was nothing called fear that existed? So to be able to understand courage, what we really need to do is to be able to understand and put fear in context. Now, what is fear? We all experience fear of some sort or the other. Fear of the unknown, fear of death, fear of being poor, fear of losing your status quo, fear of something or the other. And all this fear that is externalized comes into our being. And then we talk about courage, which is really the opposite. What I'm actually feeling is fear, but what I have invented in a feeling is let me do the opposite and be courageous. It doesn't make real sense. If you go through your fear, you won't need the courage. Now, what is fear? Look around you. We all assume that we are scared, right? There'll be something that'll be happening, or there'll be an occurrence at workplace or on the street somewhere, and something bad will happen to us, and fear enters our mind. Now, in this moment, right, you are sitting somewhere and watching this, I'm sitting here in my room. In this moment, is there any fear? Really not, right? You're not afraid as of this moment. So how does fear enter the mind? Fear enters the mind only through imagination. Only when I imagine an occurrence into the future, I bring a certain amount of fear into my reality. And in that reality, then because it makes me uncomfortable, I invent something called courage. Now I have to behave in an opposite way to be able to conquer my fear. Whereas what am I trying to conquer? It's not even there in this moment. Right? Are you able to see that? In this moment, there is no fear, so there is no room for courage. All you need to be able to realize is that fear enters your mind only when imagination goes out and brings it in. And if you are to imagine something, if I am to assume something, right, you're assuming a consequence that you'll be worse off than better off, why not imagine the opposite and just be better off? And if something happens then, which you got to be scared of right in this moment, then you have the intelligence to deal with it anyways. There is no room for courage. There is fear. See through the transparency of it all that in this moment it doesn't exist. And you've reached a place where there's no room for courage either.